Welcome to Be Somebody. Life is short, y'all. Seize the day. In this episode, we talk about the declining mental health in industries all around the world. And in these times where we're seeing AI everywhere, how do we live with it? Is it the key to utopia, or will it take your job? Let's talk. Be Somebody podcast. What's up? Welcome back. My name is Amadeo.
I'm Enrique. Welcome to another episode. Thanks for tuning in again, and we're keeping up the promise of the consistency, and we will stay true. Here we are. We have a few little things we want to talk about. But so far, man, how are you doing this week, man?
Well, real quick, as always, appreciate everyone here for taking the time to tune in. As always, it's so nice to be able to share what's going on, what we're thinking about, and also just to hear from everybody else.
Yeah.
Good way to keep in touch with you, good way to keep in touch with our friends, and as we're working the greater community.
Right, exactly.
The world.
Hence the community. So make sure you're commenting, messaging us, because that's how we get this thing going.
Yeah, we got a subreddit, everybody.
Oh yeah, we do. We haven't talked about subreddit.
Yeah,
we have a subreddit.
We just set that up.
Yeah.
So we've been working on making it like an official community. We have the official Be Somebody Reddit account, but we also have the official Be Somebody subreddit. Over there you'll find topics, you'll find mega threads, you'll find information about the latest episodes, information about our guests, things that are on our mind. And it's also just a place for you to just talk, share what's going on, what are you thinking about. And ultimately the mission remains the same: a global community of people chasing their potential and supporting each other through it all.
Exactly.
That's Be Somebody.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
Good, man. I'm hitting the ground running. The new year, it's already seems overwhelming in a way, because you set all these goals in the beginning. And I know we've talked about this. We've had other episodes about new year, new goals and whatnot. But it's both very motivating, but can be very exhausting, setting all these standards and like trying to follow it. For Christmas, I got this thing called the Big Calendar, and essentially has every single date of the year, so you can kind of plan out your whole year, which I think to some it's kind of like a bit intimidating in the beginning.
Planning out the whole year, dude.
Right? It's intimidating because you see 365 squares, right? 65, right? I'm not crazy.
I think it's 365.
Yeah,
because it's not a leap year.
squares.
That was a couple years ago.
And you start like filling. I mean, obviously like, oh, for holiday I'm doing this. There's a wedding. You start filling it out, but you start seeing everything else, and you're like, wow. It's both intimidating but also like motivating.
That's intense, man, because I can barely know what's going on next week. Mm-hmm. And that's where like I've been trying to keep a calendar. I've been better about it definitely in the last year than I ever used to be. Yeah. I thank you for inspiring me, and also just it's very helpful to look at something. Like if it's not in my calendar, It's probably not going to happen.
Right.
And I was somebody who I was constantly overbooking, double booking, missing things, forgetting things. Like, oh, I had that appointment. Oh, I said yes to somebody last week. That completely missed out. And that, if you're not careful, that can create a lot of friction in your life and in your relationships. So yes, for the new year and beyond, I want to be consistent and
exactly
with it.
This is the two prime examples where they say there's two type of people in this world. There's Amadeo and there's me. We are those two people in the world.
Type A, Enrique. Type B, Type C. I don't know.
Yeah. I use a calendar like I need it to survive, basically. I have every single day planned out. To me, it's comforting, because to me, it helps me make time to do the things I want to do and see the people I want to see. But I hear from the other side of the opinion is that people don't use it because it feels overwhelming. Like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, or this, that. But to me, it's a tool to help me know what's happening tomorrow, to like make space.
So you have a rough idea of what your entire year looks like?
Whoa, okay, whoa, that's a lot of anxiety right there you're giving me.
Or just like you have, because you obviously have a map, right? Like you know what's gonna happen more or less these months. And do you plan around that in the very beginning?
Yeah, or? It's mostly,
because like let's say I want to do what you're doing. I want to get a huge calendar with all the days of the year, and I want to see my whole year at a glance. But I've never done that before. How do I get started?
The bigger question is, what goals do you want to accomplish this year? That's the whole point of a calendar. The calendar is a tool to give you a step to reach your goals. Mm-hmm. And setting those goals that take a year and dividing it into, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month to help you keep yourself accountable. That's essentially the essence of why I have this calendar. I don't just have it because I'm crazy and I want to know what I'm doing every single day of the year, because I'm not. That's not what it's about. It's about accountability to help me hit the single small steps to get to the big goal I want to do this year. And it's also tied to a lot of like smaller stuff. A lot of it has to do with the podcast, every week and the things we're shooting. But it also, I think it's a way to look at the bigger picture in theory and see, oh wow, this, because I don't know if you've ever had the feeling where the year comes to an end and
Yes.
you're kind of just sitting there like, wow, that was a whole year already. Like, what happened?
dude.
What did I do?
Yeah, dude.
What didn't I do? The whole point of a calendar, of a year-long calendar, is just kind of help you take back that year for the next year and essentially do what you want to do. It's a tool. I'm not saying it's the answer, but I'm trying it out. We'll see if it works.
So just like scrolling through your photo gallery all the way from like January all the way to December, like you can look at your
Exactly.
calendar like, okay, here's everything that happened. Oh, here's something that could have been a little more better organized.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's also a good practice. I haven't done this with people that put me on.
Keep track of the year, yeah.
Is essentially when the year is over, you look at it and you kind of reflect the time, the months, what you didn't do, what you did do. And it's not a tool to make you feel sad you didn't accomplish this or that. It's mostly something to keep you accountable, like a reflection.
For sure.
Because it's all about, as be somebody, like how can you grow, how can you become, learn from your mistakes. And yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen that you won't hit some milestones, but the whole point of this is to kind of help you get there.
Or even if it wasn't necessarily a mistake, like, what you consider a mistake might not be, objectively a mistake. It's just like, here's something that I would like to do more of in my life, or improve on, be more consistent, just have more.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, for me, organization, consistency, foresight. This is where I'll be. This is what kind of want to do. This is what's going on. Here's what I have to look forward to. That's also like a big thing. Like, okay, like I know this is going to happen this year, so I'm excited for that. Or like, if this is something that I should be prepared for, how do I prepare for it?
Right. Exactly. Well, I guess this is your reminder to anyone that's viewing or watching, is this is your 1 month reminder of the new year to get on top of the goals that you're trying to do this year.
Get with it.
Or a reminder to set some goals if you haven't.
What are you doing if you're not setting goals? I'm just kidding.
Or just a time check. Hey, it's almost a month. You don't have to have goals this year if you're...
A month already went by.
A month already
Dude,
went by.
it just started,
That's
bro.
insane, right? The year flies by. That's what I'm saying. Don't you feel like every single day it's just flying by?
Dude, a week ago, I was 15. Next week, I'm going to be 35. And
Wow.
next year.
It's all downhill from
I don't
here.
even want to think about it, man. You still have the... Okay, several episodes ago, this is some lore. Several episodes ago, Enrique bought this poster that's titled Your Life in Weeks. And he's got this... It takes the average lifespan, I think, of an American, or just like... Just an average lifespan.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I guess like somewhat... What is it, 75 years? 80?
Yeah, I think it's like in the 70s.
Something like that. Anyway, so you can see...
We'll put it visually if you're watching the video.
There are all these little squares and squares within those squares, and some of those squares represent days, some of those squares represent weeks, years, etc. And when you first order the poster, you got to put in like your birthday or however old you are, and then it'll send you the poster shipped with, this is how old you are so far. And all of the squares of how old you are already are filled in yellow, and then you'll see all the others that are gray. And they're, funny enough, actually, dude, I think it's like 100 years. But funny enough, there's a little red square randomly on the poster.
Yeah.
And that is the average lifespan.
Right.
That red square is lights out.
Yeah. It's here, I've had two reactions whenever people see this. They're either become very
Mortified.
sad, mortified, get anxiety, get depressed, or the way I view it, it's kind of like a reminder to seize
the day.
Yeah, seize the day, carpe diem.
Take that chance.
A week passed by, like here's a little check mark on this box that is a week of my life, and then you see it literally in grander schemes of it,
which is so much more obvious to me than ever, with myself getting older, my parents getting older, everyone in my family getting older, people back home that we grew up with.
Yeah,
lives are changing fast with kids, marriages, major life events, first homes.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, some people pass on. It's just like, dude, like we were just all together. We were just fresh faced and wide eyed and going out, and now all of a sudden like
Exactly.
things are just, well, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I'm done taking things for granted, man.
right.
How many times do I have to say it? It's not guaranteed. So go for it, dude.
Exactly. Do it.
Don't,
Start.
don't ruin your life.
This is your reminder. It's yes, a month has passed by this year, but you still got 11 more months.
Yep.
So get to it. But
Whatever it is you
to
want to do.
what you were talking about earlier is, yeah, I mean, things are changing, especially, you know, now that we're a bit older in the workforce, and, you know, the mental health and stress and anxiety with the world changing.
AI.
With AI, exactly. All these things are happening. It's a bit intimidating, and
It's a lot. It can be overwhelming
yeah,
for sure. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, yeah, being a creative has always been peaches and roses and we're dancing around in circles and having a good time. It's tough work. It's overwhelming. It's stressful. It's sometimes just uncertain. Like, you can make this amount of money this month. How much money are you going to make next month if you're a
Right.
freelancer? Or honestly, with all these layoffs going on, you don't even know. Like, is my job even safe anymore?
right.
I thought I was good, but then all of a sudden, this person who's been here for however many years just got laid off last week because of structural reorganization or
Right.
whatever. So it's just like, what, you know?
It's
How do we stay just focused? You know?
Right.
How do we protect ourselves?
How do you stay focused? How do you keep, you know, a stable peace of mind? How do you wake up and keep going, you know, when you don't know like what could happen?
Because, you know, I saw this article and it was talking about a study that this professor did for the University of Amsterdam. His name was Mark Duja. He was a professor of journalism and media studies. And he published a study like in late January of 2025
Right.
where there was this very upsetting trend of a growing problem of like anxiety and stress, just like mental health is declining rapidly all over the world, throughout the creative industry. And honestly, that can be applied to so much more than just the creative industry.
Right.
Just like, how do people feel like in their jobs day to day? Like, you talk to people in banking, you talk to people in advertising, in film, in art, in media, and they're like, I don't know, man.
Mhm.
Like, we're kind of just seeing what happens.
Yeah, we're just taking it day by day.
But what that's causing is just this stress and this anxiety that's coming from the unpredictable nature of what seems to be rapid industry changes and just economies throughout the world, governments throughout the world, technological changes just happening so fast.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you think about even just like 20 years ago, like how different of a world it was. 30 years ago, how different of a world we were in.
Yeah, it
and
was
just the amount of technology that has changed and the landscape, and even talk about the next 10 years, the next 5 years, like things are rapidly changing.
Well, yeah, bro, we used to be talking about floppy disks, and now you were all like, yeah, I got a 1 terabyte memory card in my camera.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
like the size of a fingernail.
Right.
And the floppy disk was like, what, 2 megabytes?
Yeah.
5? And they used to be like, how many dollars? 30?
Yeah. That's insane. I mean, to one, it's both very fascinating and kind of impressive to see how fast we've evolved. But it's also, how do you keep up and like not drown?
And not leave people behind, man.
Right.
That's not fair. But then again, is capitalism fair? That's a whole nother question. But it's just like, man.
But I think back to the study you're talking about. So you're essentially saying the correlation of mental health in terms of how people feel respective to their jobs or their place in the world is
Both.
Both?
Because some people, their place in the world is directly related to their job.
Right.
Their identity is 100% interwoven with that
Right.
job. I feel like especially in our culture in America.
Right.
Where in Europe maybe that's a little bit different, or in other parts of the world, but here, like, what you do is kind of your identity a lot,
Yeah.
as much as we might not like to admit it.
Yeah. Anywhere you go, people
What
ask,
do
you
you
know, what do
do?
you do? Yeah. Hey, I'm so and so. What do you do? And it's, oh, this is who I am.
Oh, I'm a bowler. Like, let's just come up with a hobby. Let's just say,
Yeah.
let's
start
just say that.
identifying in 2026.
Oh, I'm a bird watcher.
Yeah.
Oh, ugh. Just kidding. But no, like it happens all the time. You go out and it's just like, oh, like, oh, you kind of like begin to identify like, oh, I might like you because you're kind of doing something similar to me,
Right.
as opposed to just who are you, what are you into, like what values do you have. It kind of only becomes like a conversation about, well, maybe that's only apparent at like networking events, but even at like casual events, you kind of just find yourself asking, what do you do, as a way to break the ice. But I guess to relate to the greater topic of conversation, it's just technology, leadership, neglect, overwork, burnout, a lack of boundaries, and just maybe rapid business decisions that are somewhat failing to see the consequences. Do they even really care? Or are they just trying to quickly adopt this new technology or new forms of just working? And like, how do we shape our work culture or work environment to better suit the demands of, 2030, 2040,
Right.
the present and future?
Yeah, it's just such this transition period where I think everyone keeps hearing, the future is, technology, AI. And what does that necessarily mean for my own position in my job, in my market, in my industry?
Yeah, how do
in,
you
in
feel?
my life? Like, am I going to be taken over? And this is like anywhere, like any field, there's potential for you to get automated by this new technology. And what does that mean? I don't know if you've heard about this theory about AI, how eventually it's going to get to the point where AI is essentially working for all of us, and we're all just living like in a paradise. Like we're all like on vacation, just living our lives.
Utopia?
And,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and AI is doing all the work. Whether it's true or not, but it seems like that's what people are pushing, that, oh no, AI is okay because we'll get to this.
AI is going to save the world.
Yeah. And it's kind of
And everyone's using it to make memes. At least it brings a smile to my face.
right, that's true. But essentially, like where do you fall in that? Do you just kind of accept it and just say, "Oh, okay, I will just trust it that it won't, take over what I do?"
No.
Or
No. I feel as though AI, and this is also a larger conversation that we could touch on at a later point, but AI is in the hands of very powerful people. AI is in the hands of capitalists. And what do capitalists love? Money.
yeah.
And you know what makes money? Just cutting down on costs
Yeah.
and bringing in profit.
Right.
The most that we can do. How do we increase our profits?
Mm-hmm.
And it's permeating throughout every industry. And sometimes AI has no business in a certain industry, but it's just being adopted because it's like, it's what's hot, it's what's new, it's what's coming out. Whoa. And you have like these case studies, and it's just, do we really need this? I've always seen AI, especially when ChatGPT first came out in late 2022. I'll never forget that. It was just this shiny new incredible thing, and it is incredible technology. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, no, it's whatever. No, it's amazing. Like, the people who made this are incredibly talented, and just this is like generational talent. So kudos to everyone who worked on these projects all throughout. I will say though, it's just the fear that is ongoing is, will this replace me? Will this eliminate my income?
I mean, the first 2 years it was along the lines of, oh, it's a tool, it's something to use. But now we're on the verge of, it's just growing and growing.
Taking over.
Yeah. I mean, it's either like the tipping point where, it's going to take over and we're going to be in Terminator 2, or it's just going to flop and it's going to be a tech the bubble's going to burst, and it's just going to be another, I don't know, Google or something that people just look up for questions. It's at this tipping point, but I don't think we've ever been faced. I mean, it's hard. I feel like every generation, probably in the
every
90s,
generation
in
will
the
go. Every
dot-com
generation
era.
goes through something like this.
Yeah.
With every single revolution in technology that's occurred in the last all of human history.
Right.
Oh, we shouldn't adopt that. That's going to destroy the old way. But inevitably, we adapt.
Yeah.
We find some way to happen. But there is that very painful transition period where people will suffer.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
maybe that's a loaded word, but
right.
like, how are we going to adjust to this change? And we can't just do it by like, okay, here, welcome in.
Mm-hmm.
We got to figure things out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you feel like that's contributing to
Yeah, I mean,
how
I
you're
agree. I
feeling or what?
think grounding it all to, mental health and how do we process this going on in the current world, it's hard
How
because,
have you protected your mental health as a someone in your field?
I think people always joke about, AI can do so much, but it hasn't lived the trauma I lived growing
No,
up.
I can't hold a hand.
But that's the reality is I feel as if right now it lacks that humanity.
Of course,
And I think it's a conversation because some people
it's software.
are okay with it, but at the end of the day, I think it does. Yeah, it's missing the biggest thing that is what we like, which is that human touch, that human soul, that human essence. So they'll always be that, and that's what brings assurance for me. But moving that aside to other fields where it just can take over stuff, that's where it's a bit tricky and hard because as I could see as the business side of things, oh, cut costs, save money, but at what cost?
People.
Yeah.
Yeah. The earth.
The earth. Yeah, I mean that's the whole other thing we haven't talked about is the huge sustainability issue that comes with AI.
And it is getting better. There are a lot of numbers that were very inflated when AI first came out. People were saying like, yeah, every single chat spends like hundreds of gallons of water. It's getting smaller. There is though the question of just like, where are the servers for all this stuff? And you hear about data centers, and even Eddington that came out, the movie that I was in, talked about a data center.
Yeah.
And these are real stories that are happening all over America, where somebody wants to put this immense, tremendous building that sucks up energy and water and throw it like in this random, beautiful, natural area next to this small town, and it does nothing but like destroy the environment, shoot everyone's bills up,
Right.
and like, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I got the answer, man. Right.
No, I mean this is a conversation. We're dealing with it as it's happening. Like we're in the middle of it, and it's kind of a bit. You can't just be ignorant about it and not. Oh, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like it's gonna come.
It's just how do we? I think it is our right to be careful. It is our right to watch what these people are doing with this, because this technology doesn't belong to the world.
Mm-hmm.
This technology belongs to a handful of companies that are just giving money to each other, and that have their hands in government, that have their hands in culture, that have their hands just pretty much everywhere.
Right.
And they're making trillions. They're bound to make trillions of dollars doing this. But for now, it's kind of just like hundreds of billions are being passed back and forth, and no one really knows what's going on. People keep talking about a bubble. Is the bubble going to burst?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We're yet to see. But I think if a technology affects the world should have a say.
Right.
So is there an oversight committee? Does that committee even have any power? Can the people say anything about it? Can the people contribute to the code? Can we have a say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Should these companies even be allowed to make money?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as though like, okay, well then who will it belong to? If it belongs to the people, then what people? And that's always like the question, It's gonna always belong to somebody, and that's just kind of sad. Because I feel, and this is a discussion that has definitely like in the last 20 years has been part of like the, should the internet be a human right, just like water?
Oh, that's interesting. Should the internet be a human right, as in everyone deserves the right to have
Everyone
internet?
deserves the right to fast, free internet.
Wow.
Just like everyone should have the right to safe, clean water to drink and to cook with.
I mean, everyone should have the right for free healthcare, but look at where we're at now.
There you go.
But
So
yeah,
like as long as this technology makes billions of dollars for a small amount of people, it's always going to be just, okay, how can we morph this technology in order to continue to benefit us and the people that we can also make money from?
Right.
And it's just like this mutual greed, and this is kind of what's causing this, man. I'm just like, well, my company just adopted AI, but now I got to work even more. But then, like, what am I even working for? Because layoffs are happening, and layoffs are happening because we adopted AI and we don't need as many workers. But because I've been here, whatever, let's just say my circumstances are I've been here a certain amount of time and I have like this certain amount of tenure, and I'm like essential for now.
Yeah.
And that's the scariest part, for now. So my company has decided to keep me, but they laid off however many of my coworkers.
Right.
But now I've got like, now I'm overseeing all this other stuff. I'm using AI to kind of help me out. But the smarter AI gets, because of all this data that we're feeding it, the more efficient it will become. And yes, it still hallucinates where it makes mistakes. But I'm like, dude, I still got bills. I have my family. I gotta take care of myself. I gotta live, man. And so am I gonna be out of a job?
Yeah.
Where am I gonna go? Am I gonna start my own business?
Yeah. It's
I don't think everybody should start their own business.
right.
Everybody shouldn't have to start their own business.
Yeah.
And it's just freaky, man. It's almost like, well, I'm working really hard and I'm good at what I do, but it seems like the work that I do is being valued less and less. And it just, I don't know, it might depend on your company, on your industry, on your work culture. You know, things like, this is a very specific example, but things like, you know, logos for mom and pop businesses that you can find on Fiverr. Like, yeah, if that's how you make your hustle, you're probably on the way out. But if you're a brand consultant, if you're a creative director, or even just a graphic designer with, I don't know, a senior skill set, and like, you know what makes a successful brand, visual identity, this and that, like, you can't necessarily replace that.
Right.
Like, somebody can pop out a logo
Mm-hmm.
and it looks terrible, but they'll probably work with it because they don't really care. But like, if you work with 5-6 figure clients and they want something very specific and beautiful and meticulous, that's not going to be able to be achieved as of now with AI. And maybe this is kind of a tangent, but how I saw myself surviving, or at least becoming more valuable as opposed to less, is through creative strategy and decision making and leadership. So honing those skills alongside design and software and technology. It's like, I know how to use this stuff, but I also know how to think strategically in order to benefit your business. This is just me specifically.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like, oh, I'm a designer delivering deliverables. I'm a designer who just makes things. I just do whatever they tell me to do. If
Right.
you just do what other people tell you to do, that's, I feel like, kind of shaky. If you're the one who says, we need to do this, this, and this because of this, this, and this, you have a seat at the table.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I've never thought about it that way. In terms of the way to keep up is to, obviously, everyone's always known, learn new skills, but learning new skills in terms of pivoting and using, essentially becoming irreplaceable.
It's almost like, how do you do with it? By being human.
Right.
We're not lacking anything. We got to lean harder into what makes us us.
Yeah. Well,
So people skills, freaking communication, being there, like looking at each other, like figuring things out, sitting there, like thinking, expressing. Computers can't do that.
that's how we overcome AI.
That's how you beat somebody.
Until it learns to,
Until it learns to beat somebody.
until we feed it this video and it learns.
Beep beep. Okay. Yeah, our next podcast is gonna be a complete AI generated. We'll see how that comes out. That'd be kind of funny to post like a 3-minute experiment. Like, look how terrible this looks.
Yeah.
AI is a computer. Part of a computer is software. So a computer should handle computer tasks, whereas a human should handle human tasks. Art is inherently a human task. It's not even a task. It's just something that we do. Art is any form of self-expression, any output where we've created something, where something wasn't existing before and now it is because of the way that we thought, the connections that we made, the patterns that we saw, the ideas that we had. There's a piece of you in there, and there can never be a piece of software that has taken from billions and billions and billions of things. It's just an amalgamation. It's just like this one. It lacks personality. It lacks flaws.
Yeah. I agree with everything you're saying. I just think, like, okay, picture this. It's 2040.
Mm-hmm. I'm 42.
You're 40. That was quick math. Quick math there. You have to go to a hospital because you feel a pain on your abdomen.
Okay.
You go, you get rolled in, and you get laid on a table. and these mechanical arms come over you and start touching you and start analyzing you. And it processes right there saying, oh, we have to cut you open and something with your gallbladder or something. And it proceeds to then grab a knife. It starts injecting you with anesthesia. And it's doing all this a machine.
No.
Do you
No.
think
No.
that is... Would you trust that? Would you
No.
say, I want someone? Even though, let's just... This is a guess, but I want to say that I've heard of this somewhere where it will get to the point where statistically speaking it will perform better with less amount of errors than a human.
In this hypothetical situation,
Well, it's not hypothetical. That's where everyone, like, AI
this
is
is
trying to
hypothetical.
hit
We don't
every
know.
single industry.
yeah, of course. But so are we saying that like nurses aren't there anymore, doctors aren't there anymore, or there's
Well,
just far less of them?
I'm saying, like, I hear what you're saying in terms of human base, like, that touch the soul, but I'm talking about like every industry in terms of
Here's what I gotta say.
medical.
Here's what I gotta say. People in the medical industry, they take an oath, and I feel like only a human can care for another human. A machine cannot care for a human, even if it was created by a human.
No, I hear what you're saying, but even now, like, you'll find I mean, this isn't new, but there's machines that work as a heart and they put into people. And
Yeah, but that's not something performing surgery on you. That's
no,
like
I hear that,
something
but I'm saying it will eventually, potentially, is what they're saying and aiming for to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have like a cyber arm and it's sick, yeah, maybe. But
Yeah.
I think in this situation, if I, for example, like if my appendix burst in 2040 and I had to be rushed to the emergency room, and here we are in the surgery room, and there are no people. It's like Dr. Octopus, like the arms are like overhead. Man, put me out. Like knock me out, man.
I'm done.
Knock me out.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to know about this.
I mean, that's something else to take in with everything that's changing in our world is it will getting to the point of accepting. Where do you draw the line of trusting or not trusting the AI, this machine?
Yeah, I mean, look at Waymo, dude.
Look at Waymo.
We're trusting an SUV without a driver to just take us around LA, a busy city, on the freeways. I saw one on the freeway, man. They finally made it.
Yeah.
They made it on the freeway. I was like, ooh.
These self-driving cars are just going everywhere.
And as we know, driving is perhaps the most dangerous thing that people do on an everyday basis, the average person. And so here we are in the backseat of a machine, trusting it to take us from point A to point B.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, just think about when we were, not to like date ourselves, but it wasn't even that long ago. We were in high school, and like if someone told you a car that drives itself, you would be like, "Whoa, that's insane!"
I'd be like, "That's so cool."
I can't believe that. And look at where we're at now.
Yeah.
It's literally happening on the freeway.
I can literally pull out my phone right now and call one to this place.
Yeah.
To your apartment.
There's literally here in Los Angeles, we have I don't even know what they're called, but like tiny little carts that go around and like bring you food and stuff.
That was one of the first things that I saw. Yeah, it's like the delivery robots on 4 wheels.
Right.
That was one of the first things that I saw when I moved here. And I remember like I think like the first week, and I saw it while I was driving. And I was just like, this city.
But what I'm saying is like that's where it's headed towards. And I don't know if you've seen there's all these models coming out like humanoid looking robots going around. They walk, they move around, and there's this one video where a programmer essentially showed this robotic machine how it's programmed to act like a human and move like a human, so people are more okay with it. But he programmed it to essentially move freely and fast, and essentially moved like a spider. It collapsed to the ground and walked on all four to get to its task it needed to quicker. And I think that's where the line is drawn for me, where this machine, it shouldn't be presented to us as if it's human. No. If we're gonna use machine, then it's a machine. Like, don't try to mimic it with this human look, this human movement. Like, if it's gonna move quick like a spider, then sure, make it like a spider.
Yeah. And here, I might be in the minority, and I wouldn't be surprised if some science fiction fans might come at my throat, but I don't think androids should exist. I don't think we should ever create an android.
I mean, we already did, but
a machine should always look like a machine and be identified as a machine. There should never be a convincing android. There
right.
can never be a convincing humanoid robot.
Yeah. I mean,
never, ever.
we're really getting into the weeds of AI now. But I mean, I think it's still tied to mental health, because we're talking about, how far can you trust it, where do you draw the line. But something that a film that you and I both love is Her.
Yeah.
Essentially Her is about where we're living now,
And
where
it's happening.
where this
It takes place in the year 2025.
2025
That just passed, man.
this guy is essentially talking to the equivalent of ChatGPT or these other AI chatbots,
Yep.
and essentially falls in love, forms a relationship, heals from his divorce. And it's happening now, where you see people falling in love with their chatbots. They have relationships, they're getting married. All these things that used to sound insane are happening.
Dude, and that's another thing about it, where people are working so hard and so long for a company that doesn't even care about them, that isolation is becoming an increasing problem.
Mm-hmm.
Where people, all of a sudden, they've cut ties with their friends, with their families, and maybe they didn't even mean to. They were just so focused on their career, on making it, on not having to worry so much about their bills, about their finances, on being able to, buy things like a house, a wedding ring,
Yeah.
have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Where all of a sudden, like, you're just burned, man. Oh my gosh, I just put in another 70-hour week. Am I good yet?
No.
No, bro. Nah, bro. Are we there?
Mm-hmm.
Is this utopia?
Yeah.
Utopia, for example, if we were to allow AI to take over and all of a sudden, like, no one's got to work anymore, we can just enjoy our lives and, like, be I don't know, looking like Walt Whitman. We're just enjoying nature and it's freaking incredible. There needs to be universal basic income, but people don't want universal basic income because they've been brainwashed by this. Well, you didn't earn that, so therefore you shouldn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's that argument with welfare, and that's a whole nother topic that we don't have to get into, but it's just like, well, if you didn't make it, then you don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're making money, that for some reason makes my money less valuable because I earned my money, because I made my money.
Yeah.
And if you're not working for your money, then why are you shouldn't have money. And it's just this capitalistic, awful, mind, this greedy, terrible mindset.
Exactly.
Where it's just, dude, like, if people were able to survive without having to worry about it and given some money, with all the money that this world is generating constantly, and you can just survive and you can, like, benefit from technology, think of the world, man. People are gonna think like, oh, well, if no one's working, then no one's gonna want to do anything. No one's gonna want to come up with new ideas. No one's gonna want to. That's not true. It's gonna make it easier.
Yeah.
Because you cannot create in survival mode. Not long term.
Yeah.
There might be like a burst of inspiration where you're like, oh snap, I gotta pay rent this month. I'm about to get booted out or whatever is going on. Let me lock in. And all of a sudden you have like an epiphany because of all the stress or adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
But that can't happen every time. If you're relaxed, if you're enjoying your life, if you feel like you're being fulfilled and you feel like you're being taken care of by the system that you inevitably have to live in, of course you're going to be more relaxed and more open to just trying new things. That's just how I see it, man. That's my utopia.
Amadeo for president. I mean, it's, this is a whole other thing to talk about, but it sounds so simple because it really can be. But you've said the hot button issue, which is, money, capitalism, people having profits, a board, the shareholders, it's all tied to that.
It's just so funny because don't get me wrong, I want to make money. I have a business. I want to make money as a business, but there's a line, dude.
Yeah.
Greed. Like, I don't need to make all the money. I don't need to like keep trimming things down until I have a skeleton of a business model in order to just get as much money as possible, and I end up making my product worse, making my relationships with my customers worse, just because I want to make 10% more at the end of the quarter, whatever that might be. That's when it just spins out of control. Like, do you want global domination? It seems like that's kind of the goal of some of these companies.
I mean, at the end of the day, people just want to afford to buy some eggs,
Yeah, dude.
afford to spend time with their families, have a home that they can call their own, and it's not much deeper than that, but
and not have to spend 50 or more percent.
I got 20 subscriptions.
50
I don't
to
even know what I signed up for.
Of your monthly take home on rent, dude. And after rent, what do you got? cobwebs and breadcrumbs.
Dude. Bro, I don't know if you heard, but so I don't know how true this is, but we could still mention it because I think it's ridiculous. Where they were talking about how I think this year or next year, all the vehicles that are coming out with audio assistants that connects to your phone, where you can like play, those interfaces are now going to be subscription based.
Oh my god.
Where you got to pay like 10, 15, 20 bucks a month to listen to music on, connect your phone to your GPS and display it.
Bruh. Bring back the FM transmitter.
Dude, that's my like single,
CDs, bring back CDs, baby.
dude, that's my single. I mean, that would be, yeah, going back to vintage. I mean, there's a reason where
They charge you for Bluetooth.
there's a reason where current vehicles that are coming out aren't, they went full screen face interfaces, and now they're going back to buttons because people like the feeling of control of clicking.
Analog is better when it comes to a lot of things, especially a car, man. You don't want to
Yeah.
drive a PC.
Exactly.
You don't want to drive an iPhone.
Drive a PC.
I'm not trying to drive an iPad, man. I'm trying to drive like a car.
Yeah.
Like let me work with it, man. Let me feel like I'm in control of this thing that can kill me or
Right.
someone else if I'm
Yeah.
not careful. Let me feel like I'm in control. I don't want to feel like I'm sitting in this electric car now, and it starts by itself, it goes by itself, it parks by itself. It wipes my nose. Like, dude. Like I need
Yeah.
those were memes that would come out about BMW. And I thought they were so funny. Where it's just like, okay, you gotta swipe your credit card to
start your car.
activate power steering. Yeah, you gotta tap you gotta tap for the press to start.
Oh my god.
$5 to start your car, $10
Oh.
to steer it, another $20 to park it.
Jesus.
Man. I don't know. But it's just greed, which is the inevitable consequence of capitalism, where you're just making so much money. How can we make more, man? Keep it coming.
I
man.
mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like, how do you overcome that? How do you not fall into these things? As you mentioned, we all want to be making more money. We all want to be in a place where we can, be comfortable, do the things we want to do. And when you get to that point, I think a lot of it is based on, working and being around communities, seeing other people that aren't in the positions you're in, being in tune with what's happening in the world, the reality of other people, and not just falling to I'm just going to be homework, that's it. And it's just me. Because so much of it is, a lot of it is giving back, being part of the community, seeing how can you help other people. And I feel like that is the core to not fall into this trap of greed and more and more and more, where it's back to the community aspects. Like, things, we used to be at times where something would happen and the community would come together. Oh, everyone's pitching in, we're all doing this, it's us.
Yep.
It's not me, it's us.
Yep.
That's what we've always been, is community focused. I don't want to say creatures, but that's really the basis of, we've always been social. We're in a community,
The
and
tribe.
we move as a bunch, as a tribe. And I just think that's the issue with where we're at now, where people have forgotten that we're a tribe. I mean, we are one huge tribe in this little rock floating in space.
It's selfish.
Yeah.
It's individualistic. It is authoritarian.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just so funny. And I don't want to get political, but authoritarian governments never make any sense to me. But it's almost like, well, if one dude has all the power, do you really think you'll be benefiting from that?
Mm-hmm.
And you get the people who come out, they're like, yeah, of course I will, because I'm in the same line as the leader. I'm in the same camp. I have the same values. Therefore, the leader will respect me and put me in positions of power because I respect the leader. Man, you're done. As soon as you step out of line, or as soon as they change their minds, you're in jail, you're dead. It's scary. But it's just like, I love what you said. Community is the key.
Yeah.
Community is the antidote.
I think that's like the real answer at the end of the day to basically this whole thing we've been talking about. AI, mental health, not falling into all this is
Stick together.
Yeah. Community, staying together, working with other people, checking in with other people,
Reach out.
reaching out, yeah, having people you can, you know, walk every morning with, you know, run clubs, these things where it's just different perspectives. It grounds you, and it just, yeah, it just helps you remember what you are, and not that, you know, we should all be surrounded by machines.
Oof. Because yeah, the machine can be there to help a part of your life, but it shouldn't replace a part of your life.
Yeah.
Yikes. And that's another point I want to make earlier, where AI. I feel as though AI is a supplement to productivity, not a replacement to productivity. But some people don't see it that way. I think it has no business in the arts, but when it comes to commerce, when it comes to people wanting to save time or just to spit something out,
Right.
like, yeah, that's where we're gonna see it. And honestly, it's so funny. I'm kind of jumping back and forth, but the answer was staring at us in the face the whole time. You ever seen that? It's like a drawing, like a kid's drawing of like a crayon. It's like the world, and you have all these people like standing all around the world,
they're all
holding,
like holding
hands.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
The answer was always there.
Hold a hand, man.
Holding hands.
Hold a hand and save the world. Another thing I wanted to mention, sometimes when you've opened up your calendar, like on your laptop or like on the TV, and you connect it, whatever, and I'm being nosy, I noticed this one event, I think every Wednesday. What's it called again? Where you check in with everybody, all your friends who don't live locally to you.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna use that as my let me put you on. We'll talk about that.
Let me put you on.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Speaking of that, I do have another Speaking of calendars, when we've been talking about calendars, but every day I have a reminder at exactly 12 p.m. A calendar reminder where it's just like live, and it's just little carpe diem, pinch yourself of. I feel like I've always found it very comforting. Like, I'm in the middle of a work day, I'm in a meeting, and I just get live, and it's just like a reminder to be present and just like taking the day, because you kind of like, a Tuesday you get caught up with work and you forget, it's a day of your life. So that's one little calendar thing. Yeah,
live, just out of nowhere.
It's just live. I just get it. I'll be in the middle of a meeting, I'll be in the middle of, we're shooting something, or I'm going here or there, and it's just a reminder to live. Like
your iPhone telling you to live.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to what you were talking about for your meditation, where it's like one word that means something to you. And to me, it's just, live can mean so much, but to me, it's just be present. You're living life. You're so fortunate and lucky to be having life.
Well, I just love how, over the course of the last few years that we've lived here, like every so often you'll just send a text out of nowhere. We really out here.
You know what? Let's talk about that.
Bro, we really, and every time I read that, I'm like, man, that's a reminder.
So
we really out here.
Amadeo and I, along with some friends, started this thing where I think it was just a joke, where we always talked about, everyone always talks about that dream, that goal, whether it's the move or getting this job or doing this or doing that. And for us, it was, finally doing what we've always wanted to do, which is move to Los Angeles. And we finally moved, and we started doing all these things that we could only dream about. Working on these sets, working in these studios, being in these places around these people that you grew up watching, working with them, them knowing you by your first name. And it just became this thing where we would just turn to each other and we would just say, we're really out here. Like, we finally made it out here where we always said we wanted to make it. And it became this thing where anytime one of us are doing these things where it's kind of like that pinch me moment of, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this, or I'm talking to this person, or this happened to me. I just have this habit of taking on my phone and just texting the group chat, texting Amadeo, and just saying, we're really out here. and it's funny because we use it back and forth. So like, I'll be like laying in bed on a Tuesday now, get a message from Amadeo, we're really out here. And it's just that reminder of me being like,
we really out here.
Nice. Amadeo's out there just doing something that he could only dream about one day.
Yep.
And you only get that. It's like that paying it forward, because you get that feeling, all right, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to do that. And it's this energy, but, it's that community that we built and we've had, which is, again, the answer to all of this.
That's right. Never be afraid to turn to people if you ever need any help. People you trust, good people. And it's always, it's easy to find out who you can trust, because if you say something to somebody and all of a sudden they go behind your back and some negative happens, there you go. You can leave that person to their to leave them alone.
Right. Right.
And go find someone else who cares about you,
Mm-hmm.
who trusts you as well, and who wants to see you grow and succeed. Because just because you win doesn't mean they lose. And those are the kind of people that you want around you, especially if you're in a city like this, wherever you may be, but especially in a city like this where it's competitive, it's hard, it's expensive. Yeah. Have a back
Yeah.
and find people who have yours. Be somebody. Yeah, man, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful, man.
Man, it's so much fun. It's been tough. And I won't say, I'm not going to say like I said earlier, it's not all peaches, roses, and cream, and we're just like sing songs
Right.
and holding hands and everything's amazing. Because, dude, it's tough. It's stressful. It's been a lot. I've had breakdowns. I've had moments where I felt like I've become someone that I never expected myself to be. Where I was intense and negative and aggressive and just like, not evil, but like, it's like I joked about it many episodes ago where I was like, dude, I felt like I had the symbiote. Like, the Spider-Man, like, symbiote.
Right.
And I was just like, the symbiote took over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, dude, I had lost my way for a moment. But we always had each other. Especially, like, coming out. Dude, we really out here. You on the Warner Brothers lot. Dude, we really out here. Me getting a call back and meeting Ari Aster. Dude, we really out here. What's next, man?
Be somebody is next.
Be somebody.
Yeah.
Be somebody. All right, y'all. It's about that time.
It's about that time.
It's about that time.
Let me put you on.
Let me put you on.
So, I know. What were we talking about? I was gonna talk about later. Oh, right. Okay, I'll put you onto this. This could be mine.
He'll put you on.
Just because Amadeo mentioned it.
He'll put you on.
So, it's this thing where essentially it's called Worldwide Check-In, is what I called it.
Yeah.
So the Worldwide Check-In is every Wednesday. The essence is you record about a 60-second to 90-second kind of recap of your day or your week. And essentially, you know, hey, everyone, I'm going through this, I've done that. I'm supposed to do this weekend, so I'll let you all know next week. So the whole point is that you send that video to basically any friend that you have that's around the world. And the whole core mission behind it is just to keep up with people, because no one lives in the same city anymore. We don't see each other every weekend like we used to, and it's hard to like keep up with people, because I found like every time I reached out to someone and we got on a phone call and like caught up, we would, you know, spend the whole 2 hours just catching up, and we never really got to the point where we could like hang out and be how it used to be. And so the whole point of this is just to, you know, check in with everyone and keep up with what's going on, so when you do see them again, you're just picking up where you left it. And just it's just an effort to keep in touch with people, because it's hard. And honestly, we have all this technology, might as well use it. And
seriously,
yeah,
and it doesn't have to be so difficult. You know, you just post up wherever you are. If you're in the car, if you're on a bus,
right,
dude. If you're getting ready, all right, y'all. This is what's going on in my week. Looking forward to this. I just finished this. I'll let you know how it goes.
right.
Hope you're doing well.
Exactly. And you send it. It's a quick little like snippet
Boom.
to my life this week.
Because it's like, it's such a simple way to stay present, to stay around, and to let other people look at you, and you can look at other people that you care about, instead of just like a phone call that happens every so often. You just hear a voice. You know, that's still nice in and of itself, but face to face, even if it's not directly in live, that's connection.
Yeah. So if you have that one friend that moved across the country, across the world, and you want to keep up with them, tell them, hey, let's do
worldwide check-in.
Let's do worldwide check-in. So I do it every Wednesday morning. I send a little
worldwide Wednesday,
a little video of what I'm doing, what I've been up to. Oh, I have a meeting later, this, that, and I just send this quick little thing.
When you told me about that, I started doing it with my family in Mexico. So I sent them a little video, and I, you know, obviously in Spanish.
Yeah.
I talk about, here's where I am, here's what I'm doing, here's how my week's been, here's what I'm looking forward to. Hope you're good. Send that.
Yeah.
And then they've been sending videos in response too.
Yeah.
So it's been a good way to keep up with my aunts, with my cousins, with my grandma.
Yeah.
And my grandpa as well. So it's just been, dude, it's so simple.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, and this isn't necessarily an excuse, but like, you know, I'll call them. I try to call at least once a week. I'll call them, but my grandpa specifically, he's more and more getting harder of hearing. And so you can't really hear like a phone call. And it's really sad, because it's just like I haven't talked to him in a little while, and I'll call to check in, but just like you can't really have a conversation because he can't hear you. He'll need someone else to listen to the call and then tell him loudly,
Yeah.
like, this is what he just said. And I feel like that can kind of make a conversation more difficult,
Right.
you know? But the worldwide check-in has been a way for me to just like present all of this information, and then he can like watch it and he can listen to it, and you can also see my face.
Right.
So like aside from the phone calls, we also got like this face-to-face until the time that I can visit in person, and it's fine.
Right.
So yeah, man, that really
Yeah.
it really made a big difference because it's something so small.
Yeah. So small, so easy to do. And plus it's like a video, so it's like very visual, and you just like gain so much more of
Yeah.
that intimacy of catching up with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Worldwide check-in.
Worldwide
Check it
check-in.
out.
Try
Check
it
it out for
out.
yourself. Try it. Okay, mine, dude. Okay, so Enrique put me onto this, and now I'm putting you on.
Hey, that's another one. Just for the record, that's 2 for 2. All right. Last week we had Jocelyn shouting me out for hers, and now we got Amadeo. Just saying, you know, you should listen to our "Let Me Put You On."
Let me put you on. It can change your life. Okay, so what I want to put everybody onto is this app called HabitKit. HabitKit. HabitKit.
Mm-hmm.
And Enrique put me onto it because it was just a simple way of keeping track of your habits, what you're doing, and whether those be positive habits or even negative habits. And I've been using it for both. So essentially what you do is you can create like not necessarily calendars, but boxes of squares for each habit, and you can color code it. And every time you complete a habit, you tap a little check mark icon, and then it registers like that you completed the habit for the day, and it'll show up as like a filled in square of color. So you can keep track of exercise, of reading, of anything that you want to keep track of. And it's been so simple, and it's been cool to kind of like see my progress or see my frequency. And it's also just easier to kind of tell like, oh, I'm kind of slipping over here, maybe I should pick it up, or like maybe I'm going a little too hard. Like doesn't need to be that crazy. And it's just so easy.
Exactly.
And I love simple interfaces that are just well designed, and it's just like an app. It just works, dude.
Yeah. And it's so satisfying. Just like click it,
Like,
and
boom.
it's like I did this.
It's that tiny little dopamine burst.
Yeah.
Like boom, I did it. So it's just like an extra. It's the cherry on top, you know. You
Right.
finish this thing, and now you can record it.
Exactly. Exactly. There you go.
So yeah, HabitKit.
HabitKit. Check it out.
Check it
HabitKit
out.
and Worldwide Check-In.
That's Let Me Put You On.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Well,
This
catch-
is be somebody.
This be somebody.
This be somebody.
Yeah. Follow us on our social handles. We've been putting a lot of content out.
That's right.
Check it out. We're working really hard, and yeah, engage with us. Let us know your thoughts, whether it's DMs, whether it's in the subreddits, whether it's commenting. Just let us know what you're thinking, because yeah, it's not just us, but it's
It's
all
you
of
as
us.
well.
Yeah.
So everybody, this is the greater global community. Always love to hear from you. Send us a DM and email. I don't want to give you my phone number, but you know,
one day.
one day we'll have a little something.
Yeah.
But check out the subreddit. You'll see lots
check
of
the subreddit.
fun content on there. Feel free to contribute. Get in touch with us. This is Be
Yeah.
Somebody. Thanks so much for taking the time to tune in, as always. My name is Amadeo.
I'm Enrique.
Thank you.
Peace.
Hey, 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 hey.